Good morning. Thank you very much, Commissioner Rosie Andolino and her wonderful staff and all the organizations and individuals that are in attendance dealing with disability awareness and assistance here at OHare International Airport as well as Midway Airport. First, I want to thank many of the people that were introduced for their great commitment in dealing with autism and disabilities. Dealing with their families and dealing with a lot of the issues confronting them as family members as they travel in the airline industry. And it's very, very important that all of us, both in the local, state, and the federal level, be aware that we are public servants and we do work on behalf of the people, our citizens that travel continually. So the way we approach them, we want the same way they approach us, and so that we have to be aware and understanding a lot of the issues. And I think today really brings us out dealing with disabilities in regards to individuals traveling, especially family members. And I think it's extremely important in this day and age. I want to thank my daughter, Daley, who's very committed dealing with autism and work with many people behind me on the issue, and also making me aware of many of the issues confronting autistic children and their families. And to me, I thank her for that. On July 15th of this year, we will commemorate the two historic milestones for the disability community. The 20th anniversary of the passage of the Americans with Disability Act and the creation of Chicago's Mayor's Office for People with Disability. Chicago is home to some 600,000 people with disabilities. As long as I am mayor, an important goal of mine has been to promote the full inclusion of people with all types of disabilities into the fabric of our community. We would not isolate them. We would not treat them differently. They are part of our communities and our families. And that's why Chicago was the first city to implement the cabinet-level Office for People with Disabilities, and it's why the National Organization on Disabilities recently named Chicago one of the top 2 cities in the United States for accessibility. I'd like to thank our Commissioner, Karen Tamley, who has done a tremendous job in working with all the departments, not just working with, but educating them about the issues and bringing both government and not-for-profits and for-profit organizations together to deal with many of the issues confronting local government. And that not only includes the City of Chicago, the Board of Education, the CTA, the city colleges, and the Park District, and also a relationship with other people in the county, state, and the federal governments, and especially the organizations here in the City of Chicago. In doing so, the organization highlighted our innovative programs and services for people with disabilities, including, most importantly, the accessibility at our airports. Today, we are launching a new awareness and assistance program at OHare and Midway International Airports, which train our airport employees, both public and private, so they can be more effectively recognized and help the travelers who may require additional assistance. Some employees have received training already. They wear a purple airplane pin, as I have here, to signify their willingness and ability to assist travelers with disabilities. Our goal is to provide the best possible travel experience for passengers with disabilities and to ensure that Chicago remains a top destination for travelers with disabilities. And many people with disabilities are frightened with people in uniform. You know, that's one thing we know automatically. They see someone in uniform, and how you approach them and what you say can make a difference, unfortunately, of their human reaction without you knowing that they have a disability. Aviation Commissioner Rosie Andolino will describe the program in detail in her remarks later on, but I want to mention one part of that is the first of its kind. The Department of Aviation has worked closely with several community organizations, Autism Program of Illinois, to develop an online airport travel guide. This workbook assists parents and families traveling with someone with autism, for whom the sights and sounds of an airport might be overwhelming. The Department of Aviation staff has received training to recognize the needs of these families and to provide assistance. As a result of this new program, travelers with disabilities who use OHare and Midway can enjoy traveling independently, safely, and confidently to their destinations. This program builds on many other initiatives we have created in Chicago to increase the access for people with disabilities. And that includes overcoming all types of barriers, whether they're physical obstacles or negative attitudes when it comes to people with disabilities. As a recognition of the National Organization on Disability confirms, we have made great progress, but we have more progress to be made. In transportation, housing, schools, technology, and workplace and jobs are much more accessible than they were in the past. Public attitudes are changing, and that requires much education of the public. Our work is to provide a safe, reliable, accessible transportation to passengers with disabilities takes us one step further towards realizing our vision, and our goal is to make Chicago the most accessible city in the nation, and I believe in the world. From the accessibility of our airports to public transportation bus fleet that is 100% accessible, to an increasing number of accessibility public transportation stations, to having the largest fleet of accessible taxi cabs in the nation, Chicago is leading the way, and we can do better. It is our responsibility to continue to work together to make this an inclusive society for everyone. We all benefit when everyone, with or without disabilities, can live independently, travel with ease, enjoy the advantages Chicago has to offer. Thank you very much.